2% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in they Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters don't move. Whatever click you choose, you better
Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to Life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down. Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing right there on that intro. And if you want to get that song, hit me up. It comes on a 10-song EP, which I can send to you on digital download. Hit me up on my email, 16tolifemusic@gmail.com, and I will give you the information on how to get it. Now, let's hop right up into today's video. So literally about 15-20 minutes ago, when I opened up my computer getting ready to do the content that I had planned for the day, and I'm going to get to that a little later today, I happened to see that another content creator had mentioned me in his video. And so how that normally works is if a content creator does a video and then he types, in the description, he mentions another YouTuber or whatever, then that YouTuber will then get a notification, right? And so that's what happened in this situation here. So when I see that I have that I have been mentioned, I go check the notification, and I see the video, and I see that pretty much DUBS is saying that if he happens to see me, it's on, right? Now, to me, a couple of things came to mind when I seen that stuff, right? First and foremost, man, I wonder just like, why would an individual who claims to have so much clutcher, which is basically schooling, education, so much game, so much knowledge, why would an individual who has so much, schooling on prison and so on and so forth and crime and this and that, why would you even bring something like that to the internet? You know what I'm saying? To me, it's just crazy, and then also, what I thought was crazy was if you really felt that way, there are many different avenues that you can reach me at, right? And those avenues are still open to this day. Email, hit me up, got my number, people who have my number. If you really feel that way, call me and I bet you 100% we'll figure it out. I got a vehicle that has 4 wheels on it and it takes me places. And if you really feel that way, we can figure it out. You know what I'm saying? We can have some lunch. We can meet up. We can do whatever you feel needs to be done behind whatever it is I said, right? And that goes, that still stands, right? So, to me, I have no animosity, right? I could walk outside of my house today and see DUBS in Walmart. And as long as he didn't get into a distance that I felt was threatening, I'd have no problem with that individual, right? But anyway, let me show you guys what he said along with a few other things I feel is important.
Phone call. Look, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm not going to be there.
What? I know. I understand. I get it. I respect it, and I get it.
The guy that.
Thank you, friend.
The guy that got us in a fight, he disrespected me so bad. If I see him, it's on. Oh, Chill's a bitch, Holmes. Hey, I'm trying not to go in on Chill.
Now, a couple of days ago or not too long ago, he admitted in the video, right, that he let the trolls pump him up and he disrespected me, right, when it was not warranted. So I don't understand how an individual feels that he can go out and disrespect another individual and then turn around and expect to be respected. Disrespect is disrespect, right? And if you stay respectful, things don't get disrespectful, right? Damn his apology. I don't know how you feel as a grown man. You can disrespect somebody and then feel entitled to any amount of respect from that individual. An apology, man, does not heal everything, right? An apology does not change and make things better, because at a certain point, in my opinion, there are certain fuck ups that a grown man shouldn't make, right? Men should not disrespect other men, point blank, period, right? Now, especially for the men and even the women who have gone to prison. We all know, and if you have never gone to prison, let me break a little bit of this down for you, right? There seems to be a hypervigilance, an extreme and sometimes unnecessary amount or an extreme emphasis placed on not disrespecting people or not being disrespected. And if I didn't learn much in prison, one thing I learned is how to interact, how to move among individuals who I may have not been around had I not went to prison. Because if you come to prison as a gang member, right, you are going to interact, you are going to be in the midst of individuals who, before you came to prison, you may have viewed them as enemies, and had you guys ran across each other, things may have got confrontational and or violent, right? And so when you're in prison in a tight, confined space, you are around these individuals. So you must know how to conduct yourself. You must know how to, speak to individuals. And even when you speaking to your homies or talking among your homies, you can't sit around and say things that are disrespectful to other people who may happen to be in earshot. I've seen several fights and things break out behind a dude talking to his homeboy about doing things on the street to other gang members, and he's using disrespectful terms, and these other gang members happen to hear, and situations ensue, right? If you are in prison and you continue to have this reckless behavior, which will potentially put yourself in a wreck and potentially put whoever you function with, whatever organization, race, so on and so forth, in harm's way, eventually your own people are going to get at you and you will be removed in one way or another, right? So I'm saying all that to say that respect is very important in prison, right? And so, that's one thing that anybody that does a considerable amount of time in prison and he knows that you have to be respectful. That's something you are not going to be allowed to do, because when you disrespect people in prison, if a person allows himself to be continuously disrespected or even disrespected one time, then other people will feel they have an invitation to disrespect this dude when basically whenever they feel like it, whenever they feel that it's beneficial to disrespect this dude, whether in words or in actions, right? And so we all know that that's out the window, especially referring to a man as a bitch or a pussy, so on and so forth, right? So, like I said, once again, man, to cross certain lines and feel that an apology should then be enough to have you respected by that individual later on down the line, to me is crazy. Especially when I feel that, man, listen, what I put out there was already out there first and foremost. Secondly, you shouldn't have done it. In the famous words of B. Brazy, God damn it, you shouldn't have done it. You know what I'm saying? If you feel disrespected by the truth, then that's your fault. Just because, see this, let me explain something, right? DUBS knows that when you debrief, that's considered very sensitive, harmful, and potentially life endangering information, and that information will never be released or will never be unsealed. What you say in those debriefing sessions will not be released unless there happens to be some rogue officer or some rogue official who has access to those things, and he happens to leak that information. But outside of something like that happening, it's not going to happen. That information will never be divulged because not only for the safety of the individual who has debriefed, but also at times due to the things that he is talking about, due to the things that he's discussing and other names that he is mentioning. It could potentially also jeopardize the safety of those individuals, right? It's a lot of sensitive information that occurs and that goes on and that's discussed in those debriefing sessions. I've talked to several officers who tap in with me. Some don't want to come on the show and be interviewed. Some who have worked. Some who have worked in those areas, right? And it's a lot of sensitive information. And those things will just never be brought out to light, right? But when an individual mentions in his own declaration, not in the lawyer's declaration, in his own declaration, I incriminated myself and others. What is the definition of the word incriminate, right? So without getting into all that again, I feel that's clear and cut. And once again, in the words of B. Braze, you shouldn't have done it, right? Now, if you feel that's disrespect, then goddamn it, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? But once again, an individual who disrespect other people and then want to turn around and play victim and feel disrespected, to me, is crazy. I don't understand that, right? And all that stuff can be prevented by just not being disrespectful. So, once again, man, to me, it is just really crazy. And while DUBS pretends to not mention my name and so on and so forth, he goes on a lot of these TikToks, a lot of these late night lives, and says the craziest things over and over again in relation to me, so on and so forth, right? But then to turn around and expect the dude to whatever, be respectful, to me is crazy, right? When, like I said, once again, I don't believe that just speaking accurately on information that's documented is disrespectful. And actually, in all actuality, when you had another individual react to that same information that I reacted to, the same information, DUBS gave that dude a shout out and said he believed he was fair and he did a good job. So I just don't understand it, right? Just because I chose to be more direct and forward than the next dude who reacted to the exact same information, to me is crazy, right? And once again, in the famous words of B. Braze, you shouldn't have done it, Peas. You know what I'm saying? For an individual to feel that he has supplied a certain type of information, and this is documented in these official court papers, even if the proceeding was a civil lawsuit, to speak on something that you put in your own words is crazy. I mean, stop playing. I mean, coming from a criminal background, man, we all know what is and what is not permitted, right? We all know what is and what is not permitted, right? And to admit that you have incriminated anybody else, any other organization, come on, man. What does an individual want, right? I mean, that's crazy, right? But to feel that that is disrespectful, when you can come up here and you can say all the crazy things you in the world you feel is cool, and then you turn around and apologize and you feel that that should smooth over all your, you know what I'm saying, all your past transgressions, to me is crazy, man. But anyway, like I said, man, I seen the thing right there, and DUBS is talking about if he happens to see me as on, well, then I guess it's on, right? At the end of the day with me, like I said, man, to me this is content, man, it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? My number's the same and things haven't changed, Y'all already know what it is, though. It's your boy 16 to Life. Resume normal program.
Oh, you niggas don't know my name. That game greasy bitch, that game need me. I'm out here doing my thing. That game greasy bitch, that game need me. I swerve in my own lane. That game greasy bitch, that game need me. Nigga, and ain't shit gonna change.
Them crackers let me out the gate, now the pressure's on. We bout to get this shit straight like a pressing cone. The wrong cat to get aggressive on. I bring the bitch up out of niggas while you think they got them dresses on. My reach long and that's the best type. To have some dirty white boys come and smoke you like a meth pipe. And leave your chest bright red like a fire truck. Kicking your mom's door at night, nigga, and tie her up. I'm wild as fuck and I'm respected by the new youth. I put this pistol in their ear like a Bluetooth. I blow their brains on their new coupe. And have red everywhere just like a function full of soup boots. Tell your troops I deal with beef like a butcher. My 4-5 pump more guys than Ashton Kutcher. Line pusher, quick to bury your clown, nigga. I stayed in the park like the merry-go-round. Get it?
That game greasy, bitch, that game need me. Oh, you niggas don't know my name. That game greasy, bitch, that game need me. I'm out here doing my thing. That game greasy, bitch, that game need me. I swerve in my own lane. That game greasy, bitch, that game need me. Nigga, and ain't shit gonna change.
I shook the coward on his hook cause it was hustle time. Only buster that you'll see me fucking with is Busta Rhymes. You smoking meth and doing lines like a dope fiend. Living foul, telling lies, hide behind a smoke screen. I'm trying to get rich by any means, except for turning to a bitch, being a snitch, or rocking skinny jeans. And a couple other things I disagree with. A lot of y'all tripping me, I'm sticking with this G shit. My heat spit, I get loony with the rifle. Riding by myself like I'm on a unicycle. I'm bad like Michael, no Randy, no Tito. I never been a bitch and I can put that on me though. First nigga trip, I'm on his ass like a Speedo. My 4-5 clapped and it's a rap, burrito. I leave you in a fetal position, I spark fast. I'm just trying to get green like the east side park grass. And the march don't ask if I might clap. I had life and now I'm home and they don't like that. I'm right back like I left something. Like I told your bitch to hold my dope sack and she kept something. Bet something if you think I left the strap at home. That bitch stayed with the kid like a chaperone. And I'm prone to put my mask on and spin the block, hit my target spinning round. That's how you change round the ops. Laying down, call the cops. Now it's lots of yellow tape. I'll never box my op unless they pay me what Canelo make. I'm a shooter, boy. I blaze shit up for Carmelo's sake. Niggas talking, acting tough, but sweeter than some yellow cake. I don't take one bite. Play with me, gunfight. A nigga come for me on mama's cuz he better come right. If not, seal casket, no more sunlight. Smoke shop, yeah, I got way more than one pipe. You will never fuck with me, pussy, you the nun type. You report shit after it happened, walk the crunk kite. I'm a mentor, more instructor, sensei. A nigga who was really in the field like Kunta Kinte.
That game greasy, bitch, that game need me. Oh, you niggas don't know my name. That game greasy, bitch, that game need me. I'm out here doing my thing. That game greasy, bitch, that game need me. I swerve in my own lane. That game greasy, bitch, that game need me. Nigga, and ain't shit gonna change.
Yeah, I kept you on the hook, cause you's a motherfucking hook. You fraudulent ass, 100-yard dash, dope fiend, Jason run fast, motherfucker. I almost got you at the AM/PM. I ain't gonna lie, man, I've been watching YouTube lately. I'm watching Serena Williams, so I can get the perfect backhand. So when I see you, I'ma slap the taste out your motherfucking mouth, boy. You know what you did. Fucked you up, sucker.
You should've told me you had a problem, Jason.
I'ma get you, boy.
Jason,
I'ma get you, boy. Run, Forrest, run, motherfucker.
Jason.
Run, Forrest, run, motherfucker.
I could've took
Lace
you
them
to couch.
tennis shoes up tight.
I could've took you to couch.
Bitch, slap
Jason.
your ass with all my might.